You probably have heard this term thrown around quite often, parallel mixing. But what does it stand for? What it means is that you're going to be affecting a sound source, you're going to be manipulating the sound of a sound source through the use of an auxiliary track, and you're going to be doing it in a much more over-the-top fashion for it to be blended in with the original source, the dry sound, so you can find the sweet spot on which both of those sounds work in tandem and creates a better sound. In this particular example, we're going to be using compression to add more punchiness and much more attack and definition to the sound of my drums on this particular mix. So if this is your jam, let's get into it. But before we go, if this is your first time channel, I welcome you because in here I show you every single thing I do in order to create, write, produce, and of course perform my music live, because I know that making a living as a musician and a music producer, professional speaking, is not a dream, it's a possibility. And if I can do it, of course you can do it. With that being said, let's get into it. What you're about to see, it's an excerpt coming out of a live stream on which I'm mixing a song from start to finish. So I recommend you to watch that live stream once this video is over, so you can get the entirety of the information contained in this video on its fullest format. Let's get into it now. This is one of the many iterations of that circuit, and this is the one made by Softtooth on behalf of Native Instruments.
Okay.
Yeah, actually. And it's very good, it's very simple, and I love it. So let's use it. As you can tell, my parameters are dumb, stupid, and ridiculous, because the point of this is to make the snare and the kick cut through better. Okay? So first, what to do? Let's take a look over here at our sends, and we're gonna make sure that our kick is really fitting correctly the right channel, which is in this case K and S, and our snare is also feeding K and S. But you can see that there is something funky. This guy is not full on. Why is that? Because depending on how much the snare is gonna cut through, it might trigger the circuit a little bit more than it should. When applying parallel compression, you're not forced to only use one compressor per sound source. By doing so, you can create a much more cohesive and kinda compressed yet more glued together sound. It's very recommended to do. You only have to keep in mind that depending on which of the signals you're feeding the compressor with is the loudest, that's gonna be the one that is gonna trespass the threshold, thus triggering the compressor based on the source or the information contained on that signal. So be mindful of that. Pay attention to the attack. This is gonna be very, very, very minimal.
It hums a tune of Tex embrace, a dance with wind, a chase with space, from farmer's field to artist's dream. It snitches scenes of earth's great scene. It hums a tune of Tex embrace, a dance with wind, a chase with space.
Could you hear it?
Yeah, it's subtle, but it's actually making a big difference.
It's adding balls.
Yeah, and it's making it more, not necessarily piercing, but it's more...
No, it's a little bit cutting through.
Yeah, it's cutting through better, definitely.
Yeah. Cut through. Okay, let's do the same, but now we're gonna add the snare. Since both of them are sharing the same circuit, the interaction between both is gonna be interesting to see. Here we go. We're gonna do it with the controller, but you can do it with your mouse. I do it with the controller because that's the kind of people I am. So let's say KNS, perfect, thank you. Here we go.
It hums a tune of Tex embrace, a dance with wind, a chase with space, from farmer's field to artist's dream. It snitches scenes of earth's great scene.
The next trick is one that I like to do on basically every single one of my mixes. This one involves the kick, the snare, and the bass, all of them together, and the plan is to apply that compression through the use of a Fairchild plugin that will create a very punchy and glued together sound. That's due to the fact that even though the snare is the snappiest of the sounds, the bass and the kick getting together by the compression will keep them sounding much more like a unit of sound rather than just two instruments by their own. This is one of the secret sauce things that I totally recommend you to steal from this video. Now let's do something similar. This time around we're going to be doing the same, but this time around it's going to be kick, snare, and bass. And for this purpose I'm going to be using my kick, K, S, and B, damn, boss over here, which comes loaded with the one and only, of course. Okay, so the Fairchild. And we're gonna be compressing. Just throwing it to the fresh child is already enough. But let's see. Here we go. I'm gonna be confirming once again what am I sending to the first child. My kick is correct. Let's see the bass. I'm not sending anything to the bass, so let's do it. And in this case, I'm gonna be using it as a post fader, the same way as I did with my snare. Okay, and S and B. There is perfect, and this is the way to go. Full on, and we just bring it in. And with my snare, I'm gonna do it as again super gently because it's already doing it. Let's see. I'm gonna use the snare actually to trigger the compression on the first child rather than compressing the snare. Here we go. I'm gonna be adding the bass.
It hums a tune of Texan grace, a dance with wind, a chase with space, from farmer's field to artist's dream. It snitches scenes of Earth's great sea.
How about that? Very
It's
good,
basically nothing, and the thing got better.
Yeah, because it's the first child. No, but look, these are the parameters that I got here. As you can see, I am squashing. I have a very dramatic threshold, and my input gain is cranked up, and I having a very fast attack. This is squashing the signal, but it does it in such a musical way that oof. One of my grails in life is buying one of those bad boys, actually. The real one, but damn. Yeah, Roy, instant warmth.
Yeah, agreed.
Exactly. Because it's adding all sort of texture, beauty, but it's also amalgamating the mix better, right? It's kind of gluing it up. Parallel drum compression is also a very popular technique, and there's a good reason for it. The thing is that when you apply this technique, we're going to be using it to enhance the sound of the ambience, the cymbals, and everything that is not necessarily speaking a direct microphone. What do I mean by that? When you're recording drums, you usually have microphones that are recording each of the individual shells, but also you got microphones that are used to record the ambience, the room itself. And I'm going to be applying the parallel compression to those guys most of the time, which will allow me to create a much more punchier, a trashier sound if done and dialed up correctly. So I want to test out this guy. This is also a great DBX 160, another one of my grails that I want to get. These guys are excellent for snares and also drums, drum stereo bosses. And this is actually a preset that comes with it. I liked it so much that I use it as a starting point. I usually modify it, but you'll see. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be sending everything to it that is not my my kick. Just the kick is the one that is not going. And we can confirm it on my summing area. Yes. All of my drums are going to be fed to that guy, excluding the kick. So let's see what we get. I'm going to open the plugin. And again, since everything's already set to stun, sending everything on Unity, it's going to be just a matter of pushing this fader and see if it behaves better. Here we go.
It hums a tune of Texan grace, a dance with wind, a chase with space, from farmer's field to artist's dream. It snitches scenes of Earth's great sea.
Could you hear the difference?
I would like to hear it again, please.
It hums a tune of Texan grace, a dance with wind, a chase with space, from farmer's field to artist's dream.
Could you hear the difference now?
Yeah, the thing is that on the first run, I think my ears were trying to find kind of pinpointed stuff, but in the end, what I noticed was basically on the liveliness of the whole thing.
Yeah, because
rather than finding like this popped or something like that.
By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please let me know by clicking on the like button underneath. Let's continue. This is kind of similar to the brow rising methodology, mixing methodology, which is dividing your mix into buses based on the frequency range. And in here, we are actually sending to the compressor everything that is not low end from the drums. So you are gonna hear it on the hi-hats, on the cymbals, on the actual high end of the top of the snare. So pay attention to it again. Here we go.
It hums a tune of
It's very subtle.
Yeah,
but it makes a difference.
No,
it's
it does.
excitement.
And it brought some clarity and some liveliness to the whole thing.
This is the kind of stuff that you do. Not in if you're looking for loudness or for a huge change in everything, you're gonna be disappointed that you're gonna make a mistake. Because what you're doing with this, since it's a compressor, we're adding extra movement, extra excitement. You have to look at compressors as a device that allows for music to be more punchy. It's like adding spice. It's like Mexican food. It's adding fun.
La salsa.
La salsa, man. Exactly. So that's what you do. So it's basically that. It's adding that spiciness. If you put too much, it's gonna ruin your taco. But if you put the right amount, it's gonna make it perfect.
Chef's kiss.
Parallel compression is a very, very good technique, and it involves many, many more things other than just compression. You can do it with EQs, you can do it with delay, of course, reverb, modulation, everything under the sun. The trick is for it to be effective, it gotta be done with care, and there has to be a purpose behind it. So my rule of thumb is whenever you feel that you could have something much more, like a little bit more of power on your kick, rather than applying more compression, why don't you do that? Yeah, but through the use of an auxiliary track. I can assure you that you're gonna get a much better result and even faster than usual. So please give yourself the chance, and if you got any question, let me know in the comment section down below. As usual, if you want to support this kind of content, the best way to do it is by listening to music on Apple Music or Spotify, but also you can do it by subscribing, liking, and ringing the bell, or subscribing to us on different social media such as Instagram and X, because that's the best way for you to get in touch with us in a much more personal basis. Now, as usual, the only thing left to be reminded is that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. And remember, I'll see you when I see you.